Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Play Pause. Today I'm going to be going over some tips and tricks of the Oculus Quest 2. Now, I've had the Oculus Quest 2 since pretty much the start of this channel, going back to fall of last year when it came out. Put in a fair bit of playtime since then, having upgraded from the original Oculus Quest to the Quest 2. I've had all the opportunities to really test it out, see what all is new, what's going on with it. I thought I'd share some of my favorite features that I love about the Quest platform and the Quest 2 in particular. And in no particular order, we'll just kick it off with hand tracking. Hand tracking was something that originally came out as an experimental feature for the Oculus Quest shortly into its lifespan. And it is now available widely. You can go into your Oculus Quest settings, go to your controller settings, and you can enable hand tracking. You might ask me, Matt, why do I care about this? What is hand tracking? Well, it enables you to put your controllers down, and instead you can just pop your hands out. You'll see in the video here in a moment, you'll pop your hands out. You can do basically anything. It tracks your fingers. It's very, very accurate. You know, is it perfect? No. But is it some of the better hand tracking I've ever experienced? Actually, I think it's the best hand tracking I've ever experienced, period. It takes me back to the first time I got to use Xbox Connect on the 360, where it was tracking my whole body, and I was like, wow, like I'm in the game. This is take a more refined approach to it. Now you have your hands, and you can do literally whatever the programmer's design you want to do. There's a few games out there already that are making use of different gestures and so on. The factor that it can track so accurately, really, really impressive. So hand tracking, very cool feature. Make sure to test it out if you haven't already on your Quest. The app, the actual Oculus Quest app is actually a really great feature. And you might be sitting there saying, well, Matt, this isn't really part of the Quest, but it is. There's a lot of things that are unlocked by the Quest from the app. For example, one of my favorite things to do is actually launch a game in the app before I put the headset on. Why, you might ask? Well, it just saves me the habit of having to go in, navigate through the menu, and find the game I want to play and start it. I can just pop it out on my phone, start the game, put the headset on, boom, it's already loading up. There I go. This is also really great when you're sharing with somebody else, maybe the first time they're experiencing VR, or you just kind of want to dictate what that experience is like. It can be really awkward trying to walk somebody through how to get, out of a game, back to the main menu, get to the library, find another game. It can be a little bit daunting, especially to those who aren't super familiar with tech to begin with. Over the past several months that I've had this thing, and I've shared it with many, many people, time and time again, I find the biggest struggle is just walking them through how to do this, how to get there, what button to press. And at times I was tempted to walk up and actually grab the controller and just like, tell me what you see, and I'll press the buttons. Obviously not a great experience for either party in that case. So pulling out the app, the ability to just launch the game right from within the app, that's a great feature. Absolutely love it. An extension of this is casting. So within the app, you also have the casting button. So when you tap cast, you can see what is going on visually in the headset. And this unlocks a number of features, some that have been around for a long time, some that are a little bit newer. For example, now you can record screenshots and video right from the app. You don't have to do it in the headset anymore. This is really great if you've got somebody following along and they kind of want to pick and choose those highlights for you instead of you having to be the full dictator of it, deciding when and what you're going to capture. Especially when you're in the middle of a game, you don't want to stop your flow to just get that going. So having somebody else being able to watch along, do that for you right from your companion app, that's really great. There's a few other features from there as well. You can reset the Guardian from within the casting. You can actually launch the Oculus First Steps tutorial as well. This is a great way to introduce new to VR players who you're sitting around, you're showing it off to. You can launch it directly from within casting rather than having to leave casting, go to the library and find it yourself. So this is just a nice little shortcut, and I hope over time Oculus is going to let you kind of customize what buttons you throw in there so that you can kind of curate that experience yourself. Moving on, this is actually a really new feature. It just dropped in the November update, and this is called Move, Oculus Move. So they finally built in their own fitness tracking system into the Oculus. Previously, I would start a game and I would try to get on my Apple Watch and set the virtual games workout just to track my fitness. And I might continue to do that. Obviously, my watch has the heart rate monitor, the Quest does not. But now the Quest has its own fitness tracker built in, which talks to the software that you're playing, and it tracks the amount of movement that you're doing. So you're getting points, you can track your exercise goals, you name it. I've been tempted to actually do a full-on workout in VR series. Let me know if you're interested in following along and seeing how that might work in VR. I digress. Move, new feature, check it out. If you have a Quest and you're interested in working out in VR, this is your latest and greatest way to track it. Many of the software developers are building this into their applications and games so that it is a little bit more cohesive. So, cool new feature. 90 hertz. So you might say to yourself, hey Matt, I know back when I first got the Quest 2, 90 hertz was a experimental feature. I was able to enable it. Now that feature seems to be gone. That's correct. To the best of my knowledge, and at this time of filming, there is no toggle within the settings to set it yourself. However, it's live. It's there. Many parts of your Quest are already using it, and games have the option to put it in. They can go to the settings and say, hey, do you prefer to have a smoother gameplay, or would you prefer to have higher quality graphics, similar to what you see on PlayStation, Xbox? You have that option to choose. Do you want it to be smoother? Do you want it to look better? I am, especially in VR, a huge proponent of having a smoother experience. 90 hertz over 72 hertz is it's a much smoother experience, less jigged. It's less stuttery when you're moving around, looking around. It creates that more immersive experience when you put on the headset. Again, it's getting you a little bit closer to one-to-one experience from real life to virtual. 90 hertz, huge feature. On the Oculus Link, if you're connected to the PC, you do have the option to switch between 72, 80, and 90 hertz in the Oculus app once you're in and connected to your computer, and I'll talk about Link in a moment. Text-to-speech. This is a new feature as well that dropped in the November update. And finally, you don't have to sit there and you would awkwardly point at a virtual keyboard and type things in. Now you've got text-to-speech. You just double tap on your Oculus button on your right-hand controller, and boom, it pops up. The virtual assistant isn't quite as refined or smoothed out as what you might expect from an Amazon Alexa, a Siri, or a Google Home speaker, but it gets the job done. And now you can do things like start a game, take a photo, take a screenshot, take a recording, whatever it is that you want to do, you can do that there. You can even chat with your friends, and you don't have to awkwardly type things out anymore. Really great, excellent feature, especially in now 2021. This is a normal thing to expect across almost any device you've got. So thanks, Oculus. Good job. Beta features. So right now at this time, there's no notable beta features to talk about, but if you head into your settings and you go down to experimental features, one of the options in there is to enable beta releases. That means if you're somebody who wants to have the latest features available to you as soon as they're available, you can check them out there. Always be advised, these are new things that are still being developed and you might experience bugs. This was the original way that you could test things out, like hand tracking or the 90 hertz feature when the Quest 2 first launched. And you don't have to be a developer. You don't have to do any weird signups to get it. You just literally go into settings, turn on beta, boom, you're done. Anything that's available will make its way down to you. So enable that if you like getting to test all the latest things out. And if you're watching this video, I suspect you probably do. Oculus Link. The Oculus Link was something that was announced in November of 2019, and it was one of the things that, for me, was a huge reason why I bought the Oculus Quest over the Rift S at the time. It meant I could get that true wireless freedom of a VR headset. I'm not tethered at all. I can play wherever I want. But I'm also not going to miss out on all those PC VR exclusives, big games like Half-Life Alyx that, arguably one of the biggest, best VR games available of the that released just last year, you get to play it. And you also get to take advantage of your headset being ultra portable. Go play out in the living room. Go play in your basement. Walk away, far away from your PC. You don't have to have that dedicated room. You can take it wherever you want. You go on vacation. You can play it wherever. And the Link allows you to connect to your PC and play those games. So Oculus Link, huge feature, really great. If you want me to, I may do a full video breakdown on the Oculus Link and how it works. Some stuff important to know if you are checking it out. Not all cables are made equal. So you do need a high-speed USB 3.0 cable in order to do this. And a PC capable of playing PC VR games is also really important here. So be aware, you don't need the Oculus Link cable, although it is arguably one of the better cables available on the market, and you'll have longer distance from your computer, and you'll maintain that high quality gameplay when connected to your PC. So while I do recommend using the Oculus Link cable, it's what I use. I have tested other Anker cables and so on. Typically they're a little bit shorter, but they can get the job done. So you don't have to fork out a fortune for that Link cable, but you're also probably not going to get away with your charging cable. So you will need something a little bit better. And lastly, for those of you that want to play PC VR games, but you don't want to be tethered down, again, the big selling point of the Oculus Quest is that it is a full wireless experience. Well, there is a third-party application for that, and that is called Virtual Desktop. Virtual Desktop is an application that lets you go into your PC and fully control it wirelessly from your headset. And lo and behold, you can also play games this way. Is it as good as Oculus Link? No. Very close. It does a really good job, but there is increased latency, which is one of the leading things for nausea and whatnot. So your mileage may vary. Different people have different experiences dealing with the latency. I definitely noticed a little too much latency, and I get nauseous. Don't really enjoy my experience that much. So I tend to stick to the Link cable. But for those of you that want that experience, third-party app, you can go ahead. You can buy it from the Oculus Store. Hey, you can play your games wirelessly from PC VR. So if you want to try out Half-Life Alyx, you don't want to be tethered, connected to a wire, this is your way of doing that. And lastly, SideQuest. Now, SideQuest isn't technically a feature built into the Oculus Quest. It is something that is loosely on the jailbreaky side of things? Not really. Okay, so SideQuest originally came out as a way to sideload applications onto your Quest. This is a really popular way for devs to be able to connect to their Oculus Quest and Quest 2 headsets, upload software without having to go through the whole rigmarole of going through the Quest store and getting all that published beforehand. They can test things out. They can test things with users ahead of time. SideQuest, it's free to download, although you can absolutely donate and eliminate things like ads and other things out of the way. But this is just an awesome opportunity for you to get a little bit closer with the devs that are working on the platform. Things that aren't traditionally going to make their way to the store, you can upload and sideload into your Quest via this application. It is a desktop application. You can find it online. I'll put a link in the description if you want to check that out. And yeah, it takes a bit of time. You have to sign up for a dev account for your Oculus. So be advised, this is something that you're going to need a little bit more technical know-how to do. Not too much. There's plenty of tutorials. Again, if you want me to do a tutorial, let me know in the comments and I'll happily walk you through. Didn't take me too long to get it set up, and you know what? I've gotten some really cool experiences out of it. Got to test out many games that aren't going to be out for a little while in early access forms, and this is just another great part of the Quest. Facebook doesn't actively push you away from doing this. It's just be advised. Software like this may not work as intended. You might run into bugs and other such things. So just be aware, but it's really cool. Check it out if you're interested. And hey, it's cool. I don't know what I'm saying right now. Let me know what your favorite features are as well down in the comments. Thanks so much for watching this video. Have a great rest of your day. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Hit the notification bell to get all of the latest videos notified to you as they come on out. And make sure to check out Play Pause Media on all your favorite podcasting places. Alex and I upload a new podcast every single week, so be sure to check those out. Thanks, guys. Take care.